George Veikoso, the beloved and iconic artist known to millions simply as Fiji, passed away on July 23, 2025, at the age of 55. The shocking news came from Suva, Fiji, where he was reportedly surrounded by loved ones in his final moments. Though details about his exact cause of death have not been officially disclosed, family members stated he died peacefully at home, leaving behind a legacy that spans continents and generations. As the news broke, tributes began to pour in. Fans, fellow musicians, cultural leaders, and entire island communities mourned the loss of a man who was more than just a singer. He was a storyteller, a cultural bridge, and a symbol of Pacific Island pride. He wasn't just loved in Fiji or Hawaii. Fiji's voice reached the world, and it spoke a language of unity, soul, and island rhythm. Today, we remember that voice. George Brooks Veikoso was born in 1970, in the small village of Buretu in Tailevu province, Fiji. Growing up in a family rich with musical influence, George was introduced to singing at a very young age. His earliest performances were in church, surrounded by his siblings and cousins. His uncle, the legendary Sakiusa Bulecoca, was a major influence and would later inspire him to pursue music professionally. Music wasn't just a pastime for the Veikoso family, it was a way of life. In the rhythms of hymns and village harmonies, George found his first musical identity. But Fiji was also a land of challenges. In 1987, political unrest shook the nation, and George and his family made the difficult decision to relocate. That same year, George moved to Hawaii, and unknowingly stepped into the very path that would transform him from a local talent into an international icon. George's career took root in the band Root Strata, a Fijian group that served as his entry into the professional music scene. But it wasn't long before he struck out on his own. In 1994, he released his solo debut album, Evolution. It introduced the world to the unique Fiji sound, a fusion of island reggae, R&B, and Polynesian soul. Cause of death. Close sources mentioned that he had been facing health challenges, likely related to heart issues. His breakthrough moment came in 1996 with the release of Born and Raised, an album that elevated him to stardom across the Pacific. Tracks like Lia, Good Thang, and Sitting in the Park became instant hits. These weren't just songs, they were anthems for Pacific Islanders everywhere. Each lyric carried stories of identity, heritage, and love. What made Fiji stand out wasn't just his voice, though that deep, soulful tone was unmistakable, but his message. He was real, he was raw, and he sang for his people. Fiji's music blended more than genres. It blended cultures. His work fused reggae, R&B, jazz, hip-hop, and traditional island music, and it spoke to youth and elders alike. It wasn't uncommon for fans to say, "Fiji's voice sounds like home." He often sang about family, struggles, resilience, and faith. At concerts, fans described the experience as spiritual. His music didn't just fill rooms, it filled hearts. Fiji wasn't just performing, he was uplifting his community. He was carrying their stories and giving them back through song. And his influence spread quickly. From Hawaii to Samoa, Tonga to Aotearoa, New Zealand, Fiji was embraced as a symbol of Pacific excellence. George Veikoso's talent and contributions didn't go unnoticed by the music industry. In 1998, he received the prestigious Na Hoku Hanaheno Awards for both Male Vocalist of the Year and Favorite Entertainer of the Year. These awards, often referred to as Hawaii's version of the Grammys, cemented his status as one of the most important voices of his generation. In 2014, Fiji earned the Best Pacific International Artist Award at the Pacific Music Awards, honoring his work beyond Hawaii and into the wider Oceania region. And in 2021, his decades of dedication were recognized with a Lifetime Achievement Award, again from the Pacific Music Awards. For many, this was less of a surprise and more of a long-overdue acknowledgement of a man who had given so much to his craft. By 2023, Fiji's music had been streamed over 500 million times worldwide, a testament to the reach and emotional connection his work had built over time. Though Fiji remained a private man in many respects, it was clear that family meant everything to him. He often spoke of the influence of his parents, especially his mother, whose prayers and encouragement followed him throughout his journey. He was also close to his extended family in Fiji, and even after relocating, he remained deeply connected to his roots. His social media posts showed glimpses of his deep bond with his children, whom he often referred to as his greatest blessings. In interviews, George would humbly acknowledge the support of his wife and his loved ones, saying that without them, none of his success would have been possible. Though he didn't seek the limelight for his private life, those closest to him knew him as kind, humorous, spiritual, and deeply compassionate. Fans often said that meeting Fiji in person felt like meeting an old friend. He was approachable, gentle, and incredibly humble, a rare quality in someone with such fame. In his later years, Fiji faced serious health challenges. At times, he performed while seated in a wheelchair, yet his voice never wavered. His spirit remained strong, and his commitment to his fans never faded. In 2024, just a year before his passing, George organized a landmark event, the Fiji Homecoming Concert, where he brought together major Hawaiian artists and returned to his homeland. The show drew thousands and became a symbol of love, gratitude, and unity. It was one of his final large-scale performances, and fans who were there said it felt like a full-circle moment, Fiji returning to Fiji. Despite his declining health, he stayed in the studio, mentored younger artists, and continued to dream. His love for music never faded. While George Veikoso's exact final words have not been publicly recorded, what we do know is this: he passed peacefully, at home, and surrounded by family. According to loved ones, his final days were filled with prayer, music, and quiet reflection. Singer Kimmy Minor, one of his closest mates, said his passing broke her heart. She shared that she felt lost without the man she could always turn to, her mentor. "It made me so sad to know he's gone," she said. "But his legacy is so big that I know it will carry on forever." Musician Kelly Boy Delima posted a heartfelt tribute, calling him his Boso, a Fijian word meaning brother. His final message: "Love you, Boso. Till we meet again." Those who were near him in his final days said he remained grateful, peaceful, and at ease. He had made peace with his journey, and he knew that he had fulfilled his purpose. He was ready. The music industry reacted with sorrow but also deep appreciation. The Polynesian Music Network wrote, "He was a movement, a voice for the people, a light in the dark. There was, and always will be, only one Fiji." Damon Elliott, Grammy-nominated producer, shared a powerful tribute. "He believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. He showed me nothing but kindness and love." Lisa Vulacoro, chair of the Fiji Performing Rights Association, stated, "He's the biggest artist that ever came out of Fiji and the Pacific. He took Fiji music to another level." Online, fans flooded social media with posts like, "Thank you for blessing the world with your voice and your music. You will never be forgotten. A true king. Rest in power." Across the islands and beyond, radio stations played his songs in tribute. Murals were painted. Candlelight vigils were held. George Veikoso wasn't just mourned, he was celebrated. What George Veikoso gave to the world can't be fully measured in numbers, awards, or even songs. His legacy is in the hearts of every listener who felt understood, uplifted, or seen through his music. He redefined what it meant to be a Pacific Islander artist, proving that you could stay true to your roots and still reach the world. He broke barriers, mentored others, and elevated island music to international levels. He showed the world that Polynesian and Melanesian voices had something powerful to say, and he said it beautifully. Through his albums, his live shows, his mentorship, and his enduring spirit, Fiji will live forever. If George Veikoso's music has ever touched your soul, if his voice ever brought you comfort, or if you simply admired his journey, now is the time to honor him. Like this video to show your respect for a true musical legend. Comment below your favorite Fiji song or memory. Let's keep his spirit alive together. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tributes, stories, and deep dives into the lives of artists who changed the world. Rest in love, George Fiji Veikoso. Your voice may be silent, but your songs will never stop playing.